YouTube, what's going on? Saarland to China. Today I'm again on my way with the Osmo Pocket, filmed with my GoPro 7 and with my Huawei P20 phone, and you can have some comparisons. In this video I will show you everything about the different video quality settings we can choose for the Osmo Pocket. I will show you the different footage in different resolutions, and you can compare which is in your opinion the best one. I will show you this in good light situations when it's bright and also when it's very dark, and you can have a direct comparison. But first let's go into the settings of the video mode. This is very crucial. As you can see, you can choose two different resolutions here. One is the 1920 times 1080, and the other is not a real 4K. This is a 3840, almost a 4K, but you have to be very careful. On the lowest resolution you can only choose the superfine quality at 24, 25 and 30 frames per second, and at the highest resolution, the 3840, you can only choose the superfine quality at 24 and at 25 frames per second. So if you want to use the superfine quality mode in the so-called 4K, you have to make sure that you only use 25 frames per second. Now what else do we have here? We can set everything to the manual settings, like the shutter speed and the brightness and stuff. We can change the follow mode to slow or to fast. As usual, we can adjust brightness, as well as we can do that in the picture mode. We can choose the format of our videos, MP4 or MOV. I highly recommend the MP4 for sure. You can set other things here. What I really like is you can put on a noise reduction here. You can switch on a noise reduction. You can change the autofocus, which is really cool. Now when you want to do all of this on the Osmo Pocket on itself, you have to exit the Pro mode, which is a really annoying thing. So I highly recommend you to connect the Osmo Pocket to your phone so you can set everything in the Pro mode. This is what you can do on the Osmo Pocket itself without it being connected to the phone. And as you see, you are a bit limited here when you want to change the quality to superfine. Again, this is not possible in a high so-called 4K resolution, which is actually not really 4K. And when you want to use it, to choose it, then you get the warning that the camera might be warm, and this is actually really the case. The camera gets warm after a while of filming. And now, without any further ado, let's start our first video. This is a video in 1080, 30 frames per second, high quality, superfine quality. It's the original footage. Now we changed everything to 60 frames per second. As you can see, I think it is slightly better. It runs a bit smoother. Now you can see a bike. You see, it's really nice, very smooth. And this is the 3840 setting, 60 frames per second. This is the highest setting you can choose. Unfortunately not super fine, but in my opinion it is still okay. So this is very dark, 1080, 30 frames per second. This is medium dark, 1080, 30 frames per second. This is in a room with light, 1080, 30 frames per second. You can see how fast it is reacting to the light. The focus goes through it. Okay. This is 3840, 60 frames per second, very dark. This is 3840, 60 frames per second, medium dark. And this is 3840, 60 frames per second, filmed in a room with light. This is exactly the same test with my Huawei P20 phone, very dark room, 1080, 30 frames per second. Medium dark room with my Huawei P20, 1080 settings. And bright room with my Huawei 1080 settings. Well, that was it, my friends. I hope I could give you a good comparison and a good inside view. Don't forget to check out my many other videos where I will check the sound of the Osmo Pocket, the battery life of the Osmo Pocket, how long it takes to charge it, the slow-mo mode, the time-lapse mode, and the picture mode, and many other things. I really tested the Osmo Pocket for hours. Don't forget to check out this playlist here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving me a like. Bye bye.